lookalikes. They not like us. They don't like us. They not like us. They not like lookalikes. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They don't like lookalikes. They not like us. They don't like us. They don't like us. They don't like lookalikes. They don't like us. We the original, number one, uno. We're not alike, you know. Y'all are liar like we made it in the image, our likeness. Our image is righteous, our lineage is priceless. You can't buy or sell it, they tried it, they tried to sell it, they tried. They not like us, they not like us. They don't like lookalikes, they don't like us. They not like us, they not like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. They not like us, they not like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. They don't like us, they don't like us. They don't like lookalikes, they don't like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. They not like us, they not like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. They not like us, they not like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. They don't like us, they don't like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. We the original, number one on the road. We're not out like you know. Y'all are all liar like we're made in the image and likeness. Our image is righteous, our lineage is priceless. You can't buy or sell it, it's right. Can't ever sell it, it's right.
The African Day Parade, you don't see the Africans. You got the festival that be going on in Brooklyn. The band festival, the African festivals. Where's the Africans at? When we doing our rallies and our marches, where's the Africans at on your side? Talk to us really about that, man.
See, let me tell you something. We think slavery in America was something. Slavery in Africa is still in force. You talking about deaf, blind, and dumb. Don't confuse because somebody got on some printed cloth that's printed in Holland or India that you're looking at an African cultural expression. That's not an African cultural expression. That cloth was printed in a European country and then sold to Africans. And they've accepted that as their cloth. You understand what I'm saying? Just that piece. Now, they do speak the language, but they know less about their history than you and I do. So you've got a deaf, blind, dumb, backwards person speaking an African language, coming from the African country, came here to be a parasite, eat on and play down, because these people are so punked out and scared of the white man that they feel because they're scared of the white man, they got to be against us.
Explaining what Foundation of Black American is and tell them I'm both. Is explaining what Foundation of Black American is and tell them I'm both.
Our people, brother, or are we our own people now?
No, we got to understand two things. We have a race and then we have an ethnic place. Ethnically, we African Americans. Just like a guy from Africa, he can say he's African, but there's no country called African. He's either Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, or something. That's his ethnic nation.
There's no country called African. He's either Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, or something. That's his ethnic nation.
Racially, we are together, but
economically, we may well be enemies.
What's going on with you, brother? All this clout chasing you're doing, putting FBA in the title, your last 15 videos have FBA in the titles. What's going on with you, brother Ankh, is you're jealous of unbiased sports. And here you is clout chasing, FBA Ron, unbiased sports, whatever you want to label this channel, is getting more views than you, and you've been around for fucking 50 years. And you're jealous about it. So you put an FBA in your title every 15 videos to clout chase. Stop, Unc. Let it go. You will never be a conscious community celebrity.
That's as far as I know,
Baez was my guy, right? Any of these, that's all I'm saying.
You know. Let me drop the
because I was really an unbiased fan, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Is we live?
Yeah, we live right now. I had to call.
But yeah, but do understand that though, Brad. He's right. Like unbiased. You know, he's pretty well.
What's that money maker?
He does have a history of being solid though, bro. But do understand that though, Brad. He's right. Like unbiased. You know, he's pretty. He does have a history of being solid, bro.
I don't know. I'm at the point where I'm not about to be more upset about you paying your money than you are. Like, what the fuck I'm gonna be like if you want to give somebody money? Okay, what am I gonna say about that?
All right, but
along with it for views. He's going along with it for views and for all these cash apps and stuff that he's getting. That's all he.
All right, JJ. Where the devil did you really get all this money? What? You heard what I said. All right.
Yeah. He had gained this following. See, I'm just all finding all this out like as of last night, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So this was yesterday. This was yesterday.
It was last night. Like,
did you look at all his views? You look at his views for his past streams. He's got a nice little following. But it's still scam.
Immigrants from Africa and the Caribbean. It's an emphasis on cultural continuity. Go ahead. What were you saying, Doc?
I want to interject really quickly, Unc. And this is why when you and I were arguing on the telephone, so I want the family to know, and maybe the people who are just watching us don't know, that a lot of these conversations that we have publicly are birthed from arguments that Unc and I have behind closed doors. This is why when you and I talked, I said, Unc, you don't think we should throw the term African American away? No, we shouldn't throw it away. I said, Unc, it's not specific to our lineage here in America. Anybody that comes over here who's a descendant, who is of African descent, can claim to be an African American. This is why I said I do believe that we should have a name that is specifically for us, that other Black immigrants cannot come into the country and hijack. And you were you were like, no, African American, they know who's who, and you went through all that. But in your slide, these two bullets talk about exactly what I was arguing on the telephone that day. But please continue.
I know, I'm sharp.
Might have to drop a dime on them niggas.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stop it.
I don't like that shit.
For sure, bro.
I don't like that shit.
We have to start supporting ourselves. We have to add value to our content and our voices. Hey, haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really in my they done. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really in my they dumb. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really out here standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really out here standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really in my they dumb. Cash app, $sign on by his rhyme. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really him, how they dumb. Cash app, $sign on by his rhyme. I'm really real one of them, I'm really him, I'm really always standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. I'm really real one of them, I'm really him, I'm really always standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really him, but they dumb. Cash app, $sign on by his rhyme. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really him, but they dumb. Cash app, $sign on by his rhyme. Please don't, please support, donate. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really him, but they dumb. Cash app, $sign on by his rhyme. Cash app, $sign on by his rhyme. Cash app, $sign on by his rhyme. Subscribe, cash app, $sign on by his rhyme.
All right, but we are in here, ladies. If y'all hear, there's a helicopter flying around my neighborhood. I don't know what's going on, family. I don't know what's happening. What's up, man? We in here. Y'all come on in. You say you finally caught a live, and I'm relatively early today, so I'm kind of sort of on time. I respect to the family. I am kind of sort of on time today, ladies and gentlemen. Repost this on Facebook. Repost it on TikTok. Retweet. And let everybody know that we're indeed live, okay? First, ladies and gentlemen, first thing I want to say is thank everybody who came to the Hidden History Museum last night. We had a great time at the museum. Shout out to all the comics, shout out to all the people who came. We had a phenomenal time at the Hidden History Museum, as we always do. Such beautiful people. We had a great time. The food was spectacular. Who came out last night? Was that food spectacular or what? Let me give y'all the name of the sister who was the caterer. That was Chanel's Kitchen. It was a sister, her spot is called Chanel's Kitchen. Chanel got down. That food was absolutely phenomenal last night. All right, Chanel's Kitchen, I think she's in Corona, California. But yeah, they were the caterers last night. We try to get, every time we do an event, we use black caterers out here in LA, and we try to spotlight them and just really give them shine. And everybody was asking about the caterer last night. We have like people like Chef Marilyn, Meek Mills, that's another caterer that we've used a lot. Just so many great caterers out here. But yeah, last night was off the chain. Absolutely phenomenal. All right. You say you missed me on X. Yeah, I do have to start doing more X Spaces. And I will do more X Spaces, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Braided Girl? You were there last night. Wasn't that food delicious? And we had a lot of food, and the people tore that up. People were going back for third and fourth servings. So we had all the food you can eat, man. It was a great event. Great event, man. Absolutely phenomenal. Oh, man. So listen, a lot of stuff we're going to touch on the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of stuff we got to touch on. We got a lot of people in here all real fast. I love that. Well, this thing jumped up to almost 4,000 people real fast. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the family. Now, we got to talk about Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj went to Turning Points USA She went to their event. She was up there with Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk. And a lot of the Barbs, they feel a certain way about it. A lot of the Barbs feel a certain way about it. They feel betrayed because Nicki was saying something like, it's okay to be a boy. And okay. A lot of stuff she said I kind of agreed with. I'm not hating on her for being on there. I mean, you should, well, whatever your political position is, that's fine. There were some issues that I had, though. When she was kind of pandering a little bit, when she was saying, she was kind of alluding to we shouldn't, the whole theme was whites shouldn't apologize for being white. And there was something about, as a beautiful black woman, we shouldn't have to make others feel bad about themselves if you have blonde hair, blue eyes. So it was a lot of white caping, It was a lot of white caping. Let me play a little clip. Let me play a little clip of what I'm talking about, family. What Nicki was saying up there, where she was kind of splaining, doing some white splaining a little bit for them. Hold on. Okay, hold on. This is her. All right, fair use. Hold on.
We were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty. If we felt like that as black women, why would we want to do that to other women?
Okay.
Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty?
Okay. Who's making somebody downplay their beauty? That's she's really pandering to that alt-right thing. She's pandering to the whole whites are the real victim narrative.
So that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors...
Okay, now this crazy ass bipolar dog, what she's trying to do is attack real black women who wear shirts like melanated queen. I mean, this is the worst argument I've ever heard in my life. There's a reason why black women, real black women in this country, wear shirts like that. Black is beautiful, beautiful queen, things like that. It's because they were depicted as ugly in this country. And white women were always depicted as beautiful. Okay? So that was a way to like re-engineer that, that reverse engineer that. That was that way. But white people were always told they were beautiful here. All the American USA pageants, all that stuff was always white women. Look at models today. Mostly all of them are white women. Okay. So when did and who made white women in this country feel like they were not beautiful? When everywhere you turn, they're the most beautiful. Depicted by TV, I'm talking about. Look at our movies. In their movies, they get the best looking white women in the movies. With us, that's not the case. A lot of times they get black women who are not representing black beauty. But there's they'll have somebody who's supposedly being that beautiful role. But we know in regular society, the average black women look way better than the ones that's portrayed on TV. And that also makes us wonder, were those women on TV that weren't that cute, were they even Foundation Black American? But for Nicki Minaj to play into this, as though white people beauty is being challenged in this country, again, I'm not shocked because I know about Marcus Garvey. Okay, so I'm not shocked at all that they would go this route. We talked about this. Even Tiger Crane Shakira said a lot of folks from the island, not all, but a nice portion of them have this conservative perspective on the world. 1, 2, on Foundation Black Americans. So what Nicki's representing is actually our argument as foundational Black Americans, but she's giving it to white women. Like, this is just beyond me. We're in a country where black women, let's just go on.
To the whole whites are the real victim narrative.
So that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be afraid of loving themselves and loving the way they look? Like, isn't that wild?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, now that. Oh, that's pander babble. Oh, as a Caribbean, yeah. Oh, she come in as a black woman. Oh, no, as a Trinidadian Caribbean. All right.
Right. So now Tariq is starting to catch on to some of my language. That's why I say not black. She's whatever she says she was. Okay, Trinidadian, whatever. That's what you are. As a Trinidadian woman, blah, 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 blah. And not as a black woman. Stop it. But don't worry. This channel right here is going to put some straightening on those terms. Okay? Trust me.
As a Trinidadian, because that whole theme was, oh, it's okay to be white. So she was kind of, they gave her like a script to go with the it's okay. Whites shouldn't feel like victims for being white. And kind of that's the little theme that they were going with. So people are questioning, why did Nicki go on here? But we got a lot of people in here. Shout out to everybody in here. People are questioning, ladies and gentlemen, why? Oh, hold on. Let me get myself on here. My bad. Let me get back in here. My bad. So like I said, family, people are questioning, why did Nicki go on here? Let's throw some thoughts out. Why do y'all think she went on there for real? Why y'all think she went on there? What was this really about? My conjecture, and this is my conjecture, ladies and gentlemen, it's just my conjecture. My conjecture was that this is like a direct political and cultural clapback at Jay-Z and Roc Nation. That's one thing. Because, why has she been going after Jay-Z and Roc Nation? She's been kind of clowning them. She's been going after Jay-Z online for a long time. And she understands that, Jay-Z, Roc Nation, they're really clicked in with the Democrats. They're really clicked in with the Democrats. And did they mess her money up? Did they mess her bag up? Yeah, because she was talking real greasy. So sound like they kind of messed her bag up. Her tour, what was going on with her tour? Wasn't something going on with her tour where the bag was kind of messed up? Yeah, this is definitely a clapback at Jay-Z, Roc Nation, and all that stuff, just from my conjecture. And looks like she's trying to campaign for another bag. All right? Looks like she's trying to campaign for another damn bag. Somebody said she came here at 10 illegally. Did she come here illegally? What's up, Jay Bo Diesel? Nicki's looking for a white ally against us. Oh, she needed for delineation. Interesting. But she haven't found. So is she an illegal? Did she come over here illegally? Because I've heard that before. I don't know how true it is. But did she come here illegally as a child? Is that true? That's a question. Okay, now that's a thing. She got arrested in London a while back. So we do know, yeah, she definitely wasn't born here, but she did come here as an immigrant. She's always said she was an immigrant. I just wasn't sure if she came here legally or illegally. Some people said illegally. I don't know. I don't know for sure. But family, what that sounds like, she's getting in good with this administration so that she don't get rounded up, because she would be a good target. That'd be a big fish. Oh, that'll be a big fish. So sounds like she's kind of pandering to them so that ICE truck don't pull up to her crib. All right. Now, she's a Caribbean immigrant, legal or illegal. She might be here legally. She might be here legally. I don't know. But still, with this administration, they don't give a damn. If you in that immigration database, it can go either way. If you're in that immigration database, that thing can go either way. So these immigration laws, they're getting real strict right now. These non-FBA immigrants, they're instinctively responding by signaling this over-the-top loyalty to the right, So all of that law and order, and you're aligning with conservative nationalism, and you're distancing yourself from problematic black political spaces. It could be immigration protection. We don't know. Or it could be, ladies and gentlemen, it could be shock value. It might be just marketing. Again, I think she feels like she's been canceled by some of the liberal outlets. And this whole shock thing, getting on here, she know that it will get headlines. The shock value is there. And, shock value is like a marketing engine. Controversy equals relevance. So she understands the modern entertainment economy perfectly right now. Outrage is distribution, and right now you got other female rappers killing the game right now. Cardi is killing it. Glorilla is killing it. Sexy Red is killing it, whether you like her or not. You got other female rappers out here that's really, what's old girl? Breesky, what's her name? Take Me Through That. I mean, she just saying 5 words and she got it popping. Well, 4 words. So yeah, man, there's a lot of other female rappers out here doing their thing. A lot of people are saying that, her husband, he's going through some things allegedly, and she might be trying to secure a pardon for him if something goes left with him. If something goes left, she might be trying to secure a pardon. Well, so there's a...
All right, family, let me show you something. So I reached out to that clown, what's his name? Afro-Futurism. So he did a corny video. Oh, FBA treating us shit. Like all of his content is treating us shit FBA. But I noticed his views are shitty compared to where they were 8 months ago. So I was like, look what I did. I said LMAO. I said, this got no views. He tried to clap back. Now remember, this is unbiased Ron. So he tried to clap back. He said it got more views than all your videos combined on your channel. He thought that was a gotcha. So I came back on this channel. I said, compare our views now, little guy. I put element. Who this guy think he talking to, my guy? Your views ain't nowhere near mine. He got 100,000 subscribers. I got 4,000. So thanks to y'all showing up, supporting, faithfully, I'm able to talk like this and represent the lineage the right way. So I showed up with Ron FBA. He see the same name, Ron. I said, dude got a gazillion subs, but only 1.7K views. Horrible. He said nothing back after that. He really thought he got them. It got more views than all your videos combined in your chat. I look like, what? Is this dude retarded? So I came back, was like, yeah, all right, look at this channel. Compare your views now, my guy. Little guy. I don't even go live on Unbiased Ron at all. Or FBA Defensive Unit. Yeah, nah, you ain't gonna flex on me, my guy. You're little guy.
A lot of theories as to why she went up here with this rhetoric. Also, listen.
That's one of those, got him.
There's a wide open lane over there. So did Cardi album flop? Okay, all right. I still hear it on the radio. She's an undocumented immigrant. Okay, she revealed that. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought I heard her say that she was an undocumented immigrant. All right, somebody just looked it up. Yeah, Lola Brooke is out here. Yeah, Nicki, how old is Nicki? 40-something? So look, listen. The shelf life for a female rapper, I mean, she had a great run. Nicki has had a great run, but hell, these young girls up here coming in the game, So yeah, what you got to do now, you got to be a legacy artist to tour to get your bag up. And now she's beefing with Rock Nation, and the tour money ain't really coming in like that from what I'm assuming. She's going to have to get another bag somewhere. And right now, there's a lane open in the far-right circles, in those conservative circles for...
Hey, family, y'all don't mind liking the video? Thank you. We're at 80 live viewers. If you get the likes up, that 80 will turn to 160 very shortly. So the live viewership is based on you guys liking the video and not liking the video.
A negress, particularly a Caribbean negress, because Candace Owens has gone rogue. All right? Candace Owens, the Caribbean negress, She's going rogue on him, and I like that. I ain't got no problem with Candace Owens going rogue on him. All right. But yeah, there's a lane open right now for some melanated woman who can go in there and try to act like they're the spokespersons for black women. Well, as a black woman, I feel that women with blue eyes and blonde hair should not be marginalized. See, that's why we don't need non-FBAs acting as our spokespersons. Yes, Candace is Caribbean. Yes, she is. So let me show you all a receipt, because a lot of folks don't believe that. When we say Candace Owens is Caribbean, she identifies as Caribbean. Hold on, let me give a receipt on that.
So also, family, we're gonna really get in to some stuff today. So we're gonna tackle foundational Black American. Is that the best term, or is African American? I'm gonna do real deep research for you guys. We're gonna respond to people trying to cherry pick Tariq Nasheed's website. All right, so we're gonna finally get rid of those guys. All right. So all these weak talking points, we're gonna get on all of that tonight. Stuff you never heard before. I'm gonna put it away you never heard before, but definitely Cook City.
Because I like to bring receipts. Hold on. There. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if she still got that tweet up. Hold on 1 second. Let me find this tweet of Candace Owens real quick. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if she still got it up. Y'all bear with me. 10 seconds, y'all. Let me get this.
And Tariq Nasheed himself is going to respond to people misrepresenting who he says qualifies to be FBA, right? Because you got a lot of Pan-Africans and tethers going to his website, purposely misrepresenting it and trying to like muddy up who's FBA, who's not. Don't worry, tonight on FBA News Updates, we're going to get through all of that tonight. No more confusion from tethers and Pan-African booty scratchers.
This stuff. Where's this thing? Come on, man. Where's this thing? Where's that thing? Where's that thing? Come on, man. Where's that tweet? Okay, I'm trying to find this tweet of Candace Owens talking about she made a tweet about being a proud Caribbean. And I'm trying to find it. Hold on. I'm going to find that tweet. Hold on. Now I'm on a mission now. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me.
97 live watching, 55 views. Let's get the views up so more people can come in and enjoy this rebuttal.
1 second. I'm going to find this thing. Y'all talk
amongst yourselves, website and who's FBA, who's not.
Talk amongst yourselves. Right. Hold on, let me
clear explanation.
Hold on 1 second.
I'm going to go into...
Y'all bear with me.
I'm going to also go into African American, why and how is confusing. Why is confusing? How is confusing? I'm going to go into the Federal Census Bureau. When they made it a racial category, I'm going to talk about what was Jesse Jackson's intentions when he came up with it. Was it supposed to be a unique ethnonym for Black Americans, or was it always supposed to be a racial term to include immigrants of Africa and the Caribbean? Yeah, you might want to like the video so more FBA ADOS can hear this. This is very important. A lot of research put into this. You see how late I'm going live. When I go live this late, that means some research is being done in the background. Serious research. And I was going to cook Frank's new culture thing tonight, but I got into some conversation on the phone and I didn't want to force it. So I will try for tomorrow morning. But he's out of here. That we ain't got culture. I'm going to debunk that entire argument he did on a Daily Wrap-Up crew. Like, I'm one of those ones, man. Right?
Let me get this in from... and by the way, y'all go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com and make a contribution to the Hidden History Museum, ladies and gentlemen. Where's that? Come on, Candace Holmes. Where's that thing? Lord. Okay. Because the tweet of the microphone from down. This in from. And by the way, y'all go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com and make a contribution to the Hidden History Museum, ladies and gentlemen. Where's that? Come on, Candace Holmes, where's that thing?
Yeah, the beautiful sister that who tried to like cook on Frank Zanu, the help that she had to come help her, he double crossed her. He was a Pan-African the whole time, and he was Frank Zanu's boy, right? So he double crossed our sister. So, you know, it's only right I do what I do. But he did double cross her with that Pan-African booty scratcher that was there to assist her. He double crossed her.
Okay. Because the tweet of the microphone from St. Thomas. My father's Caribbean, my family's from St. Thomas. Okay, where's that? Okay, now I can't. Now, okay. Trying to find the thing. Caribbean. Where is that? Now I can't find it. Now I can't find the tweet. I think she might have deleted it. But she was like, yeah, Caribbeans work hard and we work so hard. Yeah, I'm from St. Thomas. My family's from St. Thomas. Okay, here's another tweet of her talking about her father right here. Because I want to find the tweet. Hold on. This is one tweet. She was like, yeah, further, my father's Caribbean. My family, hold on, come on, Grok, what is this? My family's from St. Thomas, okay. But there was one tweet where she put up, if somebody can find it for me, because I don't want to keep the slow the game down. If y'all can find the link for me of that tweet where she said, yeah, Caribbeans, yeah, we come over and we work so much harder than the black people here. We got to work at.
You know that's cap. I don't know how you quantify that. Yes. I don't know how you prove who works harder than who. That's just I don't even know how you can start that process. But that's why it's more disrespect when they even make that claim. It's like, why even say you work hard? How do we know? There's no footage. I mean, a crackhead can say they work hard when somebody hire him to paint the outside of a house. He can say I work hard, and he really just not. He just the cheapest thing you can afford to paint your house. So to make that statement in our country as an immigrant is the most disrespectful statement you can say, because you're implying the nativists don't work hard or don't work as hard as they claim it. Okay? That's a disrespectful anti-American statement.
Something like that, yeah. My family's from St. Thomas, Caribbean and proud. If y'all could find that tweet for me, that'll be great. That'll be great. All right. Yeah, I don't even believe she's half FBA. I don't even believe that. Because a lot of them do that. A lot of them try to backdoor their way into the lineage by claiming to be half and all that. I think she's full tether. You know? I don't believe that. But like I said, with the Candace Owens thing, there's a lane wide open. You know what I'm saying? And Nicki might be trying to get that bag. That's a big bag. That is a big bag to go in there and be the melanated mouthpiece for white supremacy. And again, that whole theme with Turning Points was this whole thing about we shouldn't have to apologize being white. Let me play J.D. Vance saying that. Hold on. Because J.D. Vance, hold on. Let me get J.D. Vance and play that video. Here we go. All right. Now this is J.D. Vance. All right. Let me kind of speed it up real quick. All right, so this is J.D. Vance talking about we shouldn't have to apologize for being white. Hold on. Hold on.
That's offering you in the meantime, I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, they are not sending their best. Omar Fateh was Ilhan Omar's candidate for mayor of Mogadishu. Minneapolis. Little Freudian slip there. Oh, Jasmine Crockett. The record speaks for itself. She wants to be a senator, though her street girl persona is about as real as her nails. In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore. And in the meantime, what are the Democrats offering you in the meantime? I gotta say.
All right, so she's like, yeah, we don't have to apologize for being white. Okay, there we go, man. Thank you, my brother.
Hey, family, that was Charlie Kirk's almost his entire position when he debated at those campuses. And that's also Steve Crowder, Louder Crowder. That's also his position. So a lot of these right-wing, alt-right men, that's their position. Their position is that white men are being discriminated against. They call it reverse discrimination. The country is targeting white straight men to advantage everybody else. That is Charlie Kirk all day long. Okay, and for this tether Nicki to say that is, I mean, she's just borrowing the talking points literally of white supremacists. That's why I be laughing when they say FBAs are white supremacists and all that type of stuff. It's like, yo, what do we say that could remotely become that you can say close to a white supremacist talking point? Nothing. They make it up, but we can go ahead. There you go. Nicki, JD Vance. And JD Vance is a complete racist.
Thank you, my brother Sincere. There we go. There we go. Shout out to Sincere Love the God. He sent it to me. Hold on, let me pull it up. Okay, yeah, let me pull it up. Let me pull that Candace Owens tweet up. Hold on one second. All right, hold on one second. My brother Sincere just sent me that. Hold on one second. Let me pull it up real quick, and I'm gonna show the family. Y'all bear with me, bear with me. Bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna show y'all the exact tweet. This is why we on her bumper all the time. All right. Hold on 1 second. Let me I just like to show respect. Never forget this about Candace Owens. This tweet is still up. Y'all shout out our brother Sincere Love the God. All right. This is Candace Owens. She tweeted this back in 2019. Today, I'm studying why Caribbean immigrants far surpass Black Americans in the terms of economic success. If America awards success based on skin color, this wouldn't be possible. All researchers conclude that they are simply more driven, meaning Caribbeans. I'm of St. Thomas descent, very proud. So there it is right there. All right. So I don't want to hear all that.
And thanks to my channel, we know that's a lie. We know that they come over here as hyper selected. They are filtered in this country. They represent the top 10% in their country. And they're comparing their top 10% to our whole body, the good, the bad, the ugly, to our dropouts, our ADHD, our ADDs, Ritalin, dyslexic, all of our great. So but that group that they're using to say is better than us, that's a small, tiny reflection of their homeland. Their homelands be the most dumb in the world, right? No education, IQ on fucking hell is so low. So just and this is why it is what it is. We have to delineate. But somebody will call her black though. Like, nah, yo, we're past that.
All that half shit. She threw us under the bus, threw Black Americans under the bus, and gave props to Caribbeans. All right? That's Caribbean talk. All right, and they can never show all of these games. Yeah, you show a stat with how.
Hey, family, I really want to cook on African American, Black American, Chinese Black American ADOS. I really want to cook on this, but I need y'all to like the video so I can get started. I want people to hear this. I don't want a small portion of our daily subscribers to this. I want our regulars to come over here and hear this. So we need the like button to be on fleek. They got to press it. So let's get some people in here like we had last night, the night before. Right, this is a small audience compared to what we normally do. Like that button so I can cook.
Household incomes, that doesn't mean
I got my whole chef hat on, you dig? And the kitchen is closed. Let me cook. Hit that like button.
that you're just making more money. That means there's more Negroes in the house. Yeah, that's tether talk. Yeah, you can never, when they start talking about all of these financial gains and all these financial laps that you're running, and I'm not trying to dump on some of the immigrants and all that, but y'all not gonna lie. We're not lying. We ain't gonna do that. If you doing all that, show it. Where are these neighborhoods where you balling out? It's because 20 people live in one house. So yeah, the household income is going to be higher. There's more people working really low-wage jobs, and all of that adds up if there's 20 or 30 people in the same house. Whereas foundational Black Americans, we don't have all them people in the house. But foundational Black Americans, you got to get your ass up out of there at 18. You might, if you're going through some hardship, one or two of you can come on back to the house if you're going through some things. But we ain't trying to have a whole bunch of adults up in an FBA house.
Hey, family, you don't mind if I document this talking point back in the early 2000s about comparing all 43 million to a handful of African immigrants? Check this out. Listen, I stayed with this information, man. I mean, wait for somebody to come over here and try me. Watch this.
Back in the book segment tonight, a follow-up to my talking points memo on why some African Americans are failing in the marketplace. It's mostly about poor education, fractured families, and a culture that does not prepare folks to compete in the competitive marketplace. To make that point, I compared African Americans to Asian Americans. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics,
you heard that? They compare 43 million to a handful of Asians in this country, and those Asians got here through a filtering system called hyperselectivity, meaning that we only allow their best. You know, those people on the visas, and y'all know the H1, all that. Yeah, they're most educated, they're most tech, they're science, they're scientists. Okay, that's who came over here. And that's who they're comparing us to. A small, tiny percent of their population. Now, we know China, when it comes to education, dealing with their country, is shitty. Like, again, some of the dumbest people on earth, when you compare population with population. Now, compare us, our entire population with China's. Like, these people do not have education, man. Like, that's a myth that they're so smart. That's because we only get the smartest of them. We don't get the average Chinese person over here. That dude couldn't even write. That dude couldn't even hold a sign up and wave. You know those signs be like, hey, shop here, he just wave. They couldn't do that right. They'll have the sign upside down, all type of shit going on. They're not on that level at all. But again, they got to get their top 10% that their country can offer. That's called hyperselectivity. Go Google it. You don't know about that word. You only get those words from over here, by the way. The ethnonym, demonym, that's only over here. Everybody else just come as a reaction what I already said. They come back and say what I already said.
Let's be real. FBA houses ain't got a whole bunch of adults up in there like that. You know? But going back to J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance, and shout out to everybody in here. We got 23,000 people watching live. Respect to the family. J.D. Vance was up here talking about you shouldn't have to apologize for being white. Now, what does that mean? Now, what are they talking about? What does that mean exactly? What does that mean? Because what policy position is making white people apologize for being white? There's nothing making them do that. We're not making them do that. They're conflating being white with benefiting from a racial hierarchy. You see? People are not condemning anybody for their skin color. What people condemn, they point out the reality of racial advantages that exist in housing, lending, schooling, hiring networks, policing outcomes, and generational wealth. So that's the thing. There's a racial hierarchy when it comes to that. And people get racial protections and racial leg ups simply by being white. That's a reality. And calling attention to that racial advantage that people have, that's not...
Family, hit the like button so I can go over Black American, different from African American, foundational Black American, American descendant slavery, who's Black, who's not, the whole shebang. Hit that like button, man. Let's get some folks in here so I could tackle this.
Saying that you should be personally guilty. No, we're like, the system has a pattern. Let's be honest about the system. Yeah, what is this? Hold on. Yeah, the system has a pattern. We're just saying be honest about that system. And that whole apology thing, that's a rhetorical ass trick. that basically turns accountability into victimhood. If you say, stop discriminating, and somebody says, oh God, you want me to apologize for being white? Yeah, you dodge the original issue. So you're trying to position yourself as the harmed party. If somebody wants you to stop practicing racism, oh God, you're victimizing me because I'm white. So you made your own critique sound unreasonable. So that's what a lot of these people do. They'll flip roles so accountability feels like oppression. Yeah. And here's the thing: the dominant group, the dominant white society, you're still advantaged. There's no oppressed white person. Oppressed by who? Yeah. Groups of people can have individual hardships, poverty, addiction, unemployment, stuff like that. But the dominant white, you're not being structurally targeted because of race. See, that whole white oppression framing, that tries to turn general economic pain into like racial persecution. Oh God, we're being attacked. See, the real message is stop talking about race when you're on the hot seat. Now, y'all talk about race all the time. Y'all sitting up there, Turning Points USA. The whole platform was denigrating black people. All black people as a race ain't shit. All black people deserve to get hit by the police. All black people deserve to have federal troops going into Chicago. Black people deserve this. Every negative thing, black people deserve it based on that organization. But they get up there and say, hey, wait a minute, you're practicing white supremacy. Oh God, we're being victimized, making us accountable for our racism. Oh God, this is like a war zone of this is warfare. No, it's not. No, it's not. See, we got to watch people who try to play that game. You see, the white supremacists and white supremacy, they need whiteness and they need racism and whiteness to be fused together. See, white supremacist ideology only works if whiteness itself is treated as the organizing principle of power, entitlement, and hierarchy. See, we use the term white supremacy. You understand? We use the term white supremacy for a reason, and our great brother, Neely Fuller, taught us the importance of using the term white supremacy, because when we use white supremacy, we're not criticizing white people as a race. We're not saying whiteness is bad. We're talking about the practice of non-justice by people who believe in white supremacy.
Yeah, I would say the term systemic racism is even better than white supremacy. Systemic racism, because you're pointing to a system. See, white supremacy is going to be ran by white supremacists. But in this country, we have other people who are not white supremacists. They look like us, but they're not like us. And they're sitting in these seats pressing the same buttons. And see, systemic racism don't have a particular color of people that run them or lineage of people. It could be anybody. So systemic racism is what I use. I think it's a little better than white supremacy. Because with white supremacy, you got to prove a white supremacist. With systemic racism, all you got to do is prove the system exists. And proving the system exists is a lot easier than trying to prove a white supremacist exists. But do what you want. That's what I do. That's why I'm good at debating. I know what language to use. I make it easier myself to. So when they put the burden of proof on me, it's easier for me to prove a system, a racial system work, as opposed to an actual person or people. Because white supremacists normally throw their hand, they throw a rock and hide their hand. So they hide. Now you got to find them, right? Whereas a system, we can see the numbers. We can see the housing discrimination. We can see the prison, how lopsided it is. We can see drug arrests, things like that. That's all systemic. Those are all not coincidences, right? When you talk about fair, you talk about in the sentencing, who's being sentenced for what crime as opposed to your white counterpart. Their sentence is normally lighter and softer than somebody foundational Black American. So the system is a lot easier to prove. A racial system is a lot easier to prove than racist people.
That's bad. And that should be condemned, and there should be accountability for that. You see? And we're precise with the language. We're not careless with the language. We didn't we're not calling out white supremacy just to be doing it. We're being accurate when we call out white supremacy. And the message is that not all white people participate in racism, but racism is always enforced through systems that's historically built and maintained by white dominance. Yeah. So we had to evolve the language to distinguish actors and ideology and structure, not just skin tone alone, not just skin color alone. So the white supremacists, they like to weaponize white identity to recruit passive defenders. See, when racism is called out, they always get into this gaslighting. When you say, hey, man,
Yeah, Satchel, I don't do that. I don't debate nobody who claims to be under the lineage and call it ADOS. Normally, they're not ADOS. Okay, so no, I don't do lineage banging. Most people who actually are of the lineage, they don't really speak against FBAs publicly like that. That's not, and vice versa. It's normally a tether that's pretending to be ADOS, right? That's arguing against who they believe is a different body of people. FBA, I don't do that. ADOS is identifying the same lineage that the FBA is. And the descendants of freedmen are also identifying the same lineage, and so is that term Solon. They're all identifying the same lineage. Now, I don't debate nobody who's identified themselves under the same lineage, but it's usually a tether that's trying to get us to infight. They know they can't beat us, so what they try to do is have us infight. Like, I'm too smart for that tactic.
Y'all practicing white supremacy. We're looking at certain policies that has systemically harm black people. Or are you saying all white people are evil? They study. They immediately flip it. They try to flip it. Yeah. So they're trying to pull non-racist white people into a defensive posture. Just like when we call out tethers. The tether class do the same thing. When we say, hey man, y'all, we're cool with immigrants. That's cool. And we're cool with people who are non-FBA. But when y'all send folks over here, the tether class, who come over here and just go out of their way to disrespect us and undermine us, yeah, we're going to call the tethers out. Okay, why do you hate Africans? You hate Africa, Mama Africa. You hate Mama Africa, nigga. No, we don't hate Mama Africa. Nobody hates Mama Africa more than a tether. Yeah, they get into that gaslighting thing. You see? So they try to make racism synonymous with whiteness, and then that allows them to cry racism when they are challenged. See, if racism, quote, equals whiteness, then calling out racism equals attacking white people. And any accountability for that, that's persecution. So that allows the white supremacists to dodge responsibility, to reframe themselves as a victim, to claim moral equivalence with groups that actually face structural harm. So that's strategic victimhood. And that was unfortunate. Nicki Minaj was kind of playing up to that narrative to a certain.
All right. So now let's talk about this. So you have Pan-African booty scratchers out there who's still trying to gain fame or putting FBA in their title, Unbiased Ron in their title, Tariq Nasheed in their title, ADOS. And it's not working. Like that cheat code is over. Y'all done saturated YouTube with that. That don't work anymore. So Teddy Ruxpin is still trying hard as hell to get views and become conscious community popular, a celebrity. So he's calling himself attacking the website of Tariq Nasheed. Now, I got to understand their angle. When they attack Tariq Nasheed, when they attack anything that is attached to him, listen to me carefully. They're going to always attack it from the perspective that he is the leader. You got to keep that in your brain when you entertain these fools. They're going to always attack it from the angle or perspective that he is the leader. Okay, so they're not ready for a rebuttal from one of us when we respond with an answer that doesn't have him as the leader. So real simple. Tariq has a website. So do I. So do you. So does him, her, and them. Whose website is more superior to the other person? You get it? So why would Tariq Nasheed's website be more sound than yours? We're 43 million. All right. So this is something that's left for us to decide. The people decide. The same thing with Solon, ADOS, FBA. The people decide. Majority rule. We decide which name is best fitting. And right now, the majority is looking at FBA. All right. And that's why we just use that right now. That's real simple. So the people, all of our votes, all of our mouths are the same, right? But the people will gravitate to what we want to gravitate to. Secondly, they want us to have all the answers for something that just started in 7 years ago. Okay, so that's another undermining framing that they try to do. Well, what about this? Well, what about that? Do you know we're still working on everything? Even the requirement. At first, it was one parent. FBA and your FBA. At first, it was no. But as we see, tethers can still sneak in. So we like, oh yeah, we're gonna tighten that up. You dig? You gotta be American your whole life. You dig? You can't be Canadian, Drake. You're not even with that one parent. You're not FBA. So it's going to be a couple of things that you got to check off the box too. Okay, and I try to have the discussion with some other people. I'm waiting for them to tighten up and come back and let's have this conversation. But yeah. No, we make up the rules. The government don't make up the rules with FBA. We make up the rules with our FBA, and we stand by that with a standard, a requirement. Okay, so Drake's out. I know y'all might like Drake and think he's cute, whatever. He's out. He's Canadian. He's not FBA. He's a cosplayer. He's a tether Canadian. All right. Hold on. Yeah. So we're still. This is new. When I say this is new, I'm talking about the idea, the thought to re-identify, right? To self-identify with a more exclusive term, to delineate, and even our reparation claim. This is new, but we have the first lineage-based reparations claim for Black Americans. All the other reparation claims were garbage. They were race-based from Pan-Africans. Like they were pushing the wrong claim, in my opinion, on purpose. You can't win a reparation claim from a standard of race. Race cannot be the standard. It's gone. So we're smarter, lineage based. So everything about what we're doing is brand new. We're only 7 years in. We're not going to have all the answers today, Sway, but we're on the right path. We're going down the right tunnel, and we're refining things as we move on as a collective. You heard that? You heard that, Tethers of Pan-Africans? We're ironing out the wrinkles as we continue to grow and move forward to progress. We're ironing out wrinkles on the way. Yeah. So at first it was one parent, U.S. chattel slavery. Well, that would include Liberians, won't that? Yeah. So we said, okay, that can't be it. So we're tightening it up. We're tightening it up. And we'll get it there. We'll get it there. Don't worry. And thanks for the pushback. Thanks, because now we're tightening. Thank you for that. Because now we're going to cover that too and tighten it up. Now Drake will never get in. Thank you. It would have been something left open had you shut your mouth. But y'all came hating, talking about this, talking about that. Oh, really? All right. Okay. I'm going to consider that too. He's out. That's how that works. Yeah, so no, this is a brand new idea. It's a brand new everything. And we're tightening up shit as we grow and move forward. And we are growing and we are moving forward. And we are definitely gatekeeping. We are definitely gatekeeping. Don't worry about that. Yeah, we're going to have some angels at that damn gate, like they got in heaven somewhere. We're like, yo, can I borrow some of these angels to gatekeep this lineage?
Degree. You know? And, Black people naming white supremacy and exposing the intent of it You know, it's not your identity. We're talking about an action. When we say white supremacy, we're talking about an ideology. We're talking about a power structure. We're talking about a historical project. We're talking about a set of behaviors. So that language removes the ambiguity about that. So white supremacists, they hate that. They hate when we get very specific and precise with our words. Because see, when we make it real plain and we do it in a calm way, in a non-emotional way, it's impossible for them to hide behind misunderstandings and not all whites and you're just being sensitive. No, we're calmly telling you what the problem is. And the end game is for them to make silence feel safer than truth. And anytime racism is discussed, why do you hate white people? So what they want is people to stop calling out racism, stop documenting inequality, stop challenging power, to self-censor to avoid being labeled anti-white. You see Elon Musk doing the same thing, they all of them are using this whole white victimhood. If you can't practice racism, then you're being victimized. Because that's what all of that means. All of that means to sum everything up.
All right, so family, this is my position. My position is that African American is a confusing term. For one, it represents an ethnonym and a race. What does that mean? I got this loud possum over here. But what does that mean? That means that at the same time, it's exclusive to a particular lineage of chattel slavery, U.S. chattel slavery, and is also inclusive to everybody of African descent. That's what makes it a nothing burger. How can you be an ethnonym and a race? How can you be exclusive at the same time inclusive? This is why we're delineating and we're choosing ADOS, FBA. You could combine them both. Foundation of Black American Descendants of Slaves still make absolute good sense. FBA DOS. Combine them both. All right. But that is the main problem with African American. It serves as both, and it's confusing the immigrants who come over here who are not quote unquote African Americans, and it's also confusing the quote unquote African Americans as being that, making them believe they're the only ones. When they come over here and they see immigrants checking that box and being acknowledged as African Americans, that's confusing to the nativists, the people of the lineage. And when African American, when immigrants come over here and they check that box, it confuses them because they know they're not you. Case in point, watch this. Now I got this loud ass Hispanic guy over here. All right, hold on. Oh no. Let me show you how it confuses everybody. It confused the people who it was designed for, and it confused the people who wasn't designed for it. Both can check the box African American. Now, this is a case in point. So a professor is going to ask immigrants, right? Are they African American? Watch how confused they are answering this question. Make sure. Okay. Right here.
But you would say, you say African American.
Yeah.
What's that mean for you?
Just means that like me, like I know like a lot of people, like African Americans in general, like Black people say that.
Okay, you heard it? She said like African Americans like Black people. Wait a minute. If we're just African American, why does she got to add Black people there? Yeah. Aren't those two terms interchangeable? But according to Pan-African booty scratchers, African American is enough. So why do you got to qualify African American with Black so people know you're talking about descendants of slaves? Why do you got to do that?
They're African American, and like that always confuses me. Sometimes it's like,
Okay, so this woman, I think, is from Nigeria somewhere. What did she say? It confuses her. What confuses her? The term African American, because Black, she's out of her mouth. Black people is called that, and so is she, the Nigerian. That's confusing to her. It's a confusing term. By the way, she's not the only one.
Well, are you really African American, or are you just
It confuses her, but she got a question as a Nigerian woman. Are you really African American, or are you just cosplaying? Okay, this is her young woman confused as hell as to whether she's African American or not.
really African American, or are you just like black? Like, of course.
Are you really African American, or are you just black? So she are using them as their different terms. Like one is for one group of people, the other. She didn't even know they're like interchangeable in this country.
This is like long line of ancestry where people who are born in America and are black are.
Oh, but aren't you born in America too? Does that make any sense to anybody? She said, yeah, but the people born in America who are black, wait a minute, but aren't we African American? But weren't you born in America too? So aren't you also African American? So this thing is confusing. So now she's calling us black to differentiate from her who's African American. You dig? And I'm saying she halfway got it right. We're the only black people.
People who are born in America and are black are, I guess, because of slavery and that long line of ancestry, are considered African American. But I feel like for me, it should be more like a direct or more recent link. Yeah. So therefore, black people in America aren't technically really African American. Like, it's really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, she is confused as hell trying to explain how can U.S. chattel people from U.S. chattel slavery be also African American, black and African American. She struggled like hell trying to make sense of that.
It's
really weird. It's not.
According to her, it's really weird how people that are black, descendants of slaves of America, in America, how they're also African American. Okay, she's like, that's really weird how both can make sense.
Do you identify as African American?
No. Well,
okay, so he's asking, I think she's Haitian. He's asking her, do you identify as African American? She says no confidently, and then she comes back and say, well, confused. She's like confused. It's a confusing term. Everybody's confused. People can't explain it. The people who say they can't explain it. One more time.
It's not. Do you identify as African American?
No. Well, I'd lie. I'm lying. Okay, systematically, yes, because that was the only box I had.
Oh, yeah, that's our argument, family. There's a box that, like she said, the only box that was there for her was the box that said Black African American. So she felt like, yeah, I guess I'm this. This is the only box that they're telling me to click. So somebody is telling her she's that by making that her only option. But deep down, she don't believe she's that.
What, like black?
Systematically, yes, because that was the only box I had. Or like black.
But like, as I got older, I was like, but I'm not African American.
But as she got over as a Haitian woman, she said, but I'm not Black African American. It's confusing.
So
you identify as African American?
No. Well, I'd lie. I'm lying. Okay. I'd lie. I'm lying. Okay.
Yeah, tethers do lie. All right, let's make no mistake about that. All right, so now let's go to somebody who brags about being scientific literate. Let's see if he's going to do a good job of breaking down African American and how it's an all-exclusive term just for people who experienced U.S. chattel slavery in America.
Descendants of enslaved Africans and immigrants from Africa and the Caribbean. It's an emphasis on cultural continuity. Go ahead. What were you saying, Dal?
Okay, so now this is his presentation. He's on her show. She stopped him. She has a doctorate degree. She understands this way better than him. So look how she checked him. She's going to say the same thing, bro. You don't see how this is confusing?
I want to interject really quickly, Unc. And this is why when you and I were arguing on the telephone, so I wanted the family to know, and maybe the people who are just watching us don't know, that a lot of these conversations that we have publicly are birthed from arguments that Unc and I have behind closed doors.
By the way, do y'all know I was on a 4-way call today with Unc and Chef and ex-architect on this? And the dude, so everybody's in his ear telling him it's wrong, it's a confusing term, delineating is absolute correct, and choosing a more fitting exclusive term is just what you need to do. So we did that today. The dude just don't want to listen. I'm good. I ain't trying to argue with him no more on this. I think he just can't get it, and it's time to move on. But she even said, hey, so we got somebody who's down with him, who's a Pan-African. So he's not willing to listen to anybody. So this is people with incentives. Teddy Ruxpin, same person, incentives. And all these other goofies online, they have incentives to keep this up. They know their argument is easy to beat up and it makes no sense. Listen to her cook him. She's going to sound just like us as a Pan-African woman.
This is why when you and I talk, I say, Unc, you don't think we should throw the term African American away? No, we shouldn't throw it away. I say, Unc, it is not specific to our lineage here in America. Anybody that comes over here who's a descendant, who is of African descent, can claim to be an African American.
Okay, so she gets it.
This is why I said I do believe that we should have a name that is specifically for us, that other Black immigrants cannot come into the country and hijack. And you were appalled. You were like, no.
Yeah, you see, he wasn't even trying to. Yeah, he's not just him. He represents a mindset. These people are sold on what they sold on. It's religion to them, and they're not going to give it up. It's a religion to them.
They know who's who, and you went through all that.
Yeah, he got this they who's the they, man? It's Illuminati. The Illuminati know who's who, and the Bilderbergers, like with this conspiracy theory stuff. Come on.
But in your slide, these two bullets talk about exactly what I was arguing on the telephone that day. But please.
So in other words, she's saying your slide goes against what your slides go against your conclusion. Your slides go with the conclusion of those who rep FBA. In other words, you don't know, you don't comprehend your information. That's low key what she was saying. And look at his response.
Please continue.
I know I'm sharp as a harp, though. Let me.
Okay, so he's sharp. Like he just whatever she said just made no sense. This is a person with a doctorate degree, and that just made no sense to him. Everybody's dumb. He's the smartest person. He's literally, in his mind, the smartest person in the room. Okay, so now let's do it. When you go to the Tariq Nasheed website, okay, you're going to get the definition. Okay, so right here, foundational Black Americans, FBA history. What is the foundation of Black American? Foundational Black Americans, FBA, are the proud descendants of the Black men and women who endured and survived one of the greatest atrocities in human history, American slavery. There we go. There we go. What is the foundation of Black American? It's a proud descendant of Black men and women who endured and survived one of the greatest atrocities in human history, American slavery. We have the definition. It's on the website. It's on a website, one of many, but we have a definition. This is Tariq Nasheed website. Okay, I don't know how you skip past that. Then you do a random Google search. So let's say I'm crazy. Let's say they're crazy. Okay, and the youth, the youth be on it. The youth can be like, all right, let me just look it up. The youth is on some look it up shit. So when the youth look it up, they're going to run into this. Foundational Black Americans is a term for the ethnic group of Black people in the United States whose ancestry can be traced back to individuals enslaved in the American colonies and the U.S. prior to the abolition of slavery in 1865. So you can go to Tariq Nasheed website. You can do a quick Google overview, AR overview. You'll get the definition. But somehow, some way, this is lost when we talk about this conversation. So we're going to ignore the website, right? A website, but Tariq's website, because they make him the leader. They make him the focal point. So we're going to ignore his website that clearly defines Foundation Black American, right? The same way AI does. So it's like, well, what are you guys saying? what the definition is. And then when they tell you what the definition is, you can't find it online at all. Like, yo, y'all just tether babbling. Y'all just African booty scratcher babbling. Like, what are you saying? Okay, now let's go to Prophet Smalls, because even he knew. Listen to this.
African cultural expression. That's now because these people are so punked out and scared. People no, we gotta understand. And tell them I'm both.
Our people, brother, or are we our own people now?
No, we gotta understand two things. We have a race and then we have an ethnic place.
Okay, he sounds like us. Race, and the race in America, they call it African American. That's the race. You heard the lady, the doctor. She said, there's a race that's all in. The African American serves as a race. It includes everybody of African descent that comes into the country, and also it acts as an ethnonym, an ethnic name. It serves two purposes, which makes it bogus and crazy confusing. But listen to Prophet Small. Now, he just said there's a race, and he's going to say there's an ethnic sense. Watch this.
The foundation of Black American is, and tell them I'm both. Is explaining what the foundation of Black American is, and tell them I'm both.
Our people, brother, or are we our own people now?
No, we got to understand two things. We have a race and then we have an ethnic place. We African Americans. Just like a guy from Africa, he can say he's African, but there's no country called African. He's either Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, or.
All right, so you just cooked them. That's my talking point. No, you're not this generic word, bro. You are from a specific country with a specific language and with a flag that represents the country language, my guy. You're not a generic nothing. You are something in particular, something specific. Be proud of it. They all like to run from their country. Every time they call in Tariq Nasheed's show, he asks them, where are you from? Oh, I'm from, don't worry about it. Yeah, Africa somewhere, don't worry about it. They all ashamed of where they from, and they want to be a generic Black person, generic African. No, like Prophet Small said, you come from a country, that's who you are. You're not this generic African or generic Black person. Neither are we. Nobody is.
That's his ethnic nation. There's no country called African. He's either Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, or that's his ethnic nation.
So that's their ethnic nation.
Racially, we are together, but economically, we may well be enemies.
Okay, so that's Prophet Small. So racially is an all-inclusive term. Watch me break this down. You have a racial term called Asian, okay? That includes Japanese people and East Indians. Are they the same people? Hello? Hello? Are Japanese and East Indians the same people? Because they're from the same race. And you know it's no. It's emphatically no. Same with us. We're from the same race, but that don't mean we're the same. And Prophet Small said the same thing. Racially wise, we're under that one umbrella. We got that in common. But ethnically, we're different. They're from their country. We're from ours. See you later, alligator. Okay. So that was easy. Now let me go to Tariq's. You know what? Let me go here first. So people know who we are and they know why we need to delineate. So this is way back. This is about 8 years before NADOS, 9 years before an FBA. You got white people who were trying to differentiate us from immigrants, African immigrants and Caribbean immigrants. Look what term they use to differentiate us. Now that Nigerian woman, she used Black because she said, yeah, the African Americans born in America, you know, the Black people, because she's also called African American. So she was using Black as a distinguisher, like how to show us U.S. chattel slavery from those who immigrated here. Okay, but look how white people were using. Look at the term white people were using to distinguish us from recent immigrants that look like us.
Obama will announce his candidacy this weekend at the old state capitol.
Y'all see the date? Look at the date, 2007. We all agree that this predates by a long shot FBA and ADOS, all right? 2007. Look what term he uses to differentiate us from recent immigrants.
Weekend at the old state capitol in Springfield, Illinois, where Abraham Lincoln made his stirring House Divided speech. How historic. At a building made famous by the man who freed the slaves, Obama isn't the descendant of slaves.
Stop. What did he say? Because at this time, Obama was being touted as potentially, well, he already won. This is second term. He's trying to go for second term. So he was already known as the first Black American president, and also he was known as the first African American president. But that don't mean shit to people in this country who are nativists to this country. Okay, we like, what does that mean? Because we know who is who, but that has to be clear. So Obama is not a descendant of slaves. He used. So this is 8 years. No, I'm sorry. This is 9 years before Yvette Carnell said we're ADOS. He used that word that acronym 9 years before Yvette Carnell. It is so obvious we're descendants of slaves that we need a delineating term.
Freed the slaves, Obama isn't the descendant of slaves.
Okay, there we go. And they were laughing because they think he's playing. Okay, now that's a white guy knowing that we're different than them. Okay, they're immigrants, we're descendants of slaves. Now look at this beautiful woman, Deborah Dickerson. She's gonna be asked, is Obama black? And she's gonna respond like how I respond.
Is Barack Obama black?
No, he's not.
Are we done? Are we done? Ain't that what I say in 2025? Going into 2026? They're not black. Nicki Minaj is not black. None of them. The only black people that we can refer to are those who can trace their lineage to U.S. chattel slavery. We're the only black people, just like Kenyans are the only Kenyan people. Just like Haitians are the only Haitian people. You see how that makes sense? Just like Irish are the only Irish. There's no other Europeans who are Irish. They're a different type of European. Okay, so it's that simple. But let her finish. Let her cook.
Is Barack Obama black?
No, he's not. In the American political context, black means the son of West African, the descendant of West African slaves brought here to labor in the United States. It's not a put down. It's not to say that he hasn't suffered. It's not to
So
say
she used the same acronym, descendants of slaves.
that he doesn't have a glorious lineage of his own. It's just to say that he and I, who am descended from West African slaves brought to America.
Say it again, descendant of slaves. You see the distinguishing term that everybody keep using to separate us from those recent immigrants, DOS.
Yeah.
We are not the same.
Oh, we are not the same. Ain't that what we saying? Don't I got a whole thumbnail that says that? So we've been saying this in 2007 and earlier. So don't make me show earlier. I could show 2001. I can show 2001. Okay, don't make me go earlier. Matter of fact, let me play this until I look for something.
Everything is basically boiling down to, hey, why y'all keep trying to make us accountable for white supremacy? How dare you make us accountable for white supremacy? Yeah? Somebody said Musty Minaj. Oh, y'all talking about Andrew Tate? Oh, did y'all see Andrew Tate? Did
he just say Musty Minaj? Oh, that's petty.
See the top G. Did y'all see the top G get whooped on, ladies and gentlemen? Did y'all see Andrew Tate, aka the top G, on the top G? I'm the top G. And Andrew Tate, that's another one who tries to pander to the white supremacist crowd. He's always saying something slick about black people, and his father is black. You know, his father is black, but all that shameless pandering to the white supremacist crowd. So yeah, he positions himself as a top G. He's such an elite fighter. Oh, Andrew Tate. Now we saw Jake Paul get whooped on by Anthony Joshua. Shout out to AJ. Shout out to Jawbreaker Joshua. I got a chance to see the whole fight of Jake Paul. Well, that was pathetic. Oh, Lord. It was pathetic. Oh, did y'all see Jake Paul, all that falling down, grabbing the man's legs? I mean, Jake Paul went full bitch. He was getting beat on for the last few rounds, and he would drop to his knees, putting his head all in the man's crotch. He was doing submissive ass shit. He's falling down, grabbing his leg, it was, man, that was shameful. To see him get whooped like that. He kept dropping down, grabbing that man's legs like a bitch. I think Andrew Tate was kind of dropping down, grabbing legs too. Is that the new sucker move, dropping down to your knees? Oh, Jake Paul kept dropping down to his knees like he's about to work his mouth a little bit. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Man. Shout out to Jawbreaker Joshua. Dude, even the ref said, hey man, you're going to have to fight clean. Stop all this stuff. You got to fight clean. I'm not going to lie. That shit, to see him get his ass whooped, it was entertaining though. I'd pay to see some more ass whoopings like that. That was kind of entertaining. I ain't going to lie. I won't even lie. But going to Andrew Tate. So Andrew Tate, he prides himself, he's such an elite fighter. On the top G, he sells courses on being the top G. And who is the guy he fought? What was that guy's name? He fought a sassy dude. Family, the dude had pink gloves on. Huh? Oh yeah, looked like Joshua was being light on him. Looked like Joshua kind of played it out so that he can get him later on. Like Joshua could have got him early on. Yes, Andrew Tate's dad is black. You didn't know that, did you? His father is black. Chase DeMore. Now, Chase DeMore, what is he, a YouTuber? What is this guy? And I saw him in another fight. This dude is sassy. I saw a fight. This dude was throwing these punches. He was fighting like that. Andrew Tate, you got your ass whooped by him? Dude. Who is Chase DeMore? What does he do? What does Chase DeMore do? I know he's real sassy. Is he LGBT? No, I'm not. Is he LGBT? Because he fought, he's an LGBT guy. Okay. This Chase DeMore guy is an allegedly. I don't know. I'm asking a question. Somebody said he's LGBT. I don't know. I'm asking a question. I don't. But listen. Let me show you. Let me try to show a highlight of Chase DeMore and the top J doing their thing. I'm gonna have the volume down a little bit. I'm gonna get the volume down. Hold on, let me show a couple of images. He tore up Tate. He beat the brakes off Tate. Yeah, Tate was all look. Andrew Tate was all up on the man's crotch. Yeah, what's all this stuff? These dudes falling down and you all up in the dude's crotch. This dude got on pink gloves, family. Come on, this is the top G? Damn. So yeah, Andrew Tate, the dude got on pink gloves, fam. You got whooped by this dude. You got whooped on by this dude. Hold on, let me, so y'all can see it. This is the top G? Damn. Look at Tate. Tate got whooped on. All right. He tore Tate up. Hold on, let me play a little highlight. This is why I told y'all I don't fight no punks. All right? Great Black Shark said he went from the top G to the bottom bitch. Shout out to Great Black Shark. Great Black Shark said he went from the top G to the bottom bitch. Dude, let me tell you, now y'all see why I tell y'all I don't fight punks? I don't fight punks, nigga. That's why. That's why I don't. When a punk walk up on me, you got it, my nigga. He throw one of them sassy ass jabs and catch you with one of them bussified punches, it's a wrap. Nigga, don't underestimate sassy strength now. Don't underestimate sassy strength. They throw one of them bussified punches. You dig? He throw one of them bitches at you and it's flicked looking, but don't let it catch you. Don't let that shit catch you. It's a wrap. I'm telling you, I don't mess with no punk. Nigga, punks get it in. They don't be giving a damn. They got stamina. They'll throw them bussified punches all night, nigga. They do this. You all tired and they say, nigga. Them niggas got too much stamina for me. I ain't fighting no punk. Here, nigga, take my wallet. Take the wallet, nigga. Take my wallet. Just leave my house keys. Leave my thank you. Just leave my keys. Here, nigga, they on the ground. I'm not making no move, sassy nigga. I'm not making a move. The keys on the ground, nigga. I ain't fighting no damn punk. That's why you always tell y'all why I ain't fighting no punk. Them niggas catch you. They catch you with one of them bussy boxing moves. It's a wrap. We all know. Listen, growing up, we all knew a punk who could get it in at school. We all knew. Dude, at my school, there was a punk. When I was in high school, ultimately, I ain't gonna say his name. Because his name R. We'll say R. His name was Ronald. I ain't gonna say his last name. His name was Ronald. It was a queen named Ronald. Sassy as hell. This is in high school. It was a sassy queen, you know. And he went in the lunchroom. You know, he go in the lunchroom, and, you know, people kind of make jabs at him and they kind of clown him or whatever. You know, they make little slick comments at him. Oh yeah, y'all know there's always a queen at your school who got busy. But man, one time, Ronald went in the lunchroom and somebody said something to him, and he had enough. He had enough. He went in the lunchroom and somebody said, "Look at that old punk ass Ronald, big ass nigga." They said something to him. He's like, holla. And he put his book back. Holla. He put his book back down. Ronald went in there, whooped everybody's ass in that lunchroom, nigga. He whooped everybody's ass in that lunchroom. He beat the whole lunchroom ass. Nigga, I went and hid behind the cafeteria worker. I'm like, shit. Nigga, this is like a school shooting, nigga. Help! Nigga, we in danger. Pull the fucking fire alarm. This nigga's whooping ass up in here. We need help. Somebody call the principal. He whooped everybody's ass and then walked out switching. Like, damn. And nobody messed with him again. Nobody said nothing else to that nigga. Yeah, I learned then, them punks, they ain't nobody to play with. Yeah? Them punks ain't nobody to damn play with. Man, shit, I got into it like a drill. Like, you know how they tell you to kneel down when there's a tornado? I had my head down in like a tornado drill. Like, oh, it's an emergency in here. This nigga's whooping ass. You knew one named Robert? Man. Yeah, don't mess with them FBA punks. They don't play. So Andrew Tate learned the hard way. But here's the thing with Tate, why people are clowning him. See, Tate, his whole brand is built on physical and psychological dominance. So he didn't just market himself as like a confident and successful man. He marketed himself as like, I'm physically superior, mentally unbreakable. I'm higher. I got a hierarchy above other men. I'm a top G. Huh? He always claims and frames masculinity as dominance over other men and strength and fighting ability and intimidation. That's the core pillar of his ideology. So, you know, he lost in one arena that he claimed absolute authority over. You know, he's always talking about how he's so thorough in combat sports. You know, and he gets knocked out by a punk with pink gloves. You know? And that defeat, it was visually humiliating. It wasn't just a loss. But how a loss look matters. See, knockouts, see, that removes ambiguity. See, there was no, you weren't robbed by the judges. There was no bad ref call. There was no conditioning issues, none of that stuff. You got knocked out by a afflicted throwing punk. This dude was throwing some of the sassiest punches and he caught you with them. That's the thing that really looks bad. He didn't even get whooped on. Like if it was Anthony Joshua who did it, all right, people, okay, that's Anthony Joshua. We can give you a break. Yeah, if that was somebody like a professional, you got whooped up by Joshua somebody, or even Floyd Mayweather somebody, and okay, you're going against a real professional. Nigga, you got beat down by a dude who threw a punch like this. The nigga hit you with this. That's the thing that looks horrible. Yeah? With pink gloves, my dude. And it wasn't just regular pink. It was like one of them sassy pink colors, like magenta. It was a magenta pink. It wasn't really regular pink. It was like a fuchsia pink, nigga. How you get hit with that? Man. My Lord. My Lord, my Lord. But it's these people are taking L's left and right, ladies and gentlemen. They're taking L's left and right. Speaking of that, speaking of going back to Nicki Minaj and Candace Owens, there's this other Caribbean woman. Right now, there's some beefs going on with some of these streamers. There's these beefs going on, and this one chick, what's her name? She's beefing with this streamer Tylil, and Tylil, from what I understand, he's Haitian. He's all clicked in with Kai Cenat. He's clicked in with that whole clique. So this woman made some weird accusation about him. Her name is Jordan Pauline. And I don't know the ins and outs of it, but they've been bickering and beefing, and she made some accusations about sexual assault or whatever. Then he came with some receipts, and I'm assuming that didn't happen. So they've been kind of going back and forth. And then she hopped on talking about, yeah, I don't like to date black dudes anyway. I like white niggas. I like white boys. And I'm like, okay, when I saw that, I said, okay, where is she from? And sure enough, we found out she's Guyanese. But here's the clip of her. I told y'all about all them gender wars and all that stuff. I've been talking about that lately, where the gender war stuff comes from. So this is her. This woman is Guyanese. Hold on.
I like white boys. This shit is beyond disrespectful to me and my moral compass and who the fuck I am. If you know me, you know me. And if you know me, you know I don't fuck with niggas like that. Trust me. I like white niggas. Yeah. If I did talk to a man, I like white boys. Yeah. I don't like black boys. Yeah. I'm saying it. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. And when y'all hear that, the minute I heard that, I said, oh God, this is non-FBA nonsense. And looked her up. She's Guyanese. Listen. Family, this is why, family, I've been saying, I talked about this the other day, talking about that gender war stuff that was brought in by outsiders. A lot of that gender war stuff, that's perpetuated by outsiders, family, people who ain't even of our lineage. And I talked about this the other day, family. I talked about how When we get these people out of our mix and stop letting them act as representatives for us, we see that foundational Black American men and women, we get along pretty good. We get along pretty good, man. A lot of this nonsense comes from these other groups. You understand? A lot of this stuff comes from other groups. I hate when these other women, they always try to represent Black womanhood. They always, as a Black woman, I say I love some white people. As a Black woman, I like white boys. These, I've said it, I'm gonna keep saying it. These are not the representatives for foundational Black American women. Most FBA women are just not on that. Yeah, we have a few, but as a culture, that ain't the case. FBA women just don't be on that dumb shit like that. You understand? Yeah, we love FBA women. We love our sisters. FBA women are absolutely phenomenal. I will keep saying that. You get around some real FBA women, they are cool as hell. They just don't be on that bullshit. They ain't white zaddy worshiping and all that. FBA women will cuss out a white man before we will. Do you understand that? Now, those Caribbean women and African women, unfortunately, they worship the white supremacists. They worship whiteness. FBA women ain't like that. You know how fast FBA woman will cuss a white motherfucker out? You understand? Fast. Yeah, they are not kissing up to them at all, for the most part. They don't talk like that. I already know. When I hear all that, I love me some white men. There ain't no FBA says. Somebody says Serena Williams, but Serena Williams dated brothers, though. She wasn't on some, I only date white boys. She dated brothers. Yeah, we got some FBA women who date white dudes, but they've dated brothers. You know? And they don't have a history of crapping on brothers. You see? Oh, don't let an FBA woman get the cursing out of a white man. They'll go in on their ass. And truth be told, I've seen some FBA women beat up a white man. Dude, they mess with the right one. Some FBA women that go toe to toe. Now, white women know better. The white women know not to step to no FBA woman. You know, that's an automatic L. They know that. But sometimes the white males, they'll try to catch a sister somewhere, think she's slipping, and try to run up on one of them. One of them FBA sisters take their shoes off on their ass and start whopping down on them. You know, I've seen some of that too. You know, you say you love going off on them. Yeah, so we know how our sisters get down. We know how our sisters get down. Yeah. Yeah, Serena, she was in a relationship with Common and a few other brothers. You know? But yeah, they don't have that white worship thing. It's just not in them like that. You know? But yeah, man, look, the delineation, man, it's a thing. It's a thing, and we're making big moves out here. We're making major moves out here, ladies and gentlemen. And look, the delineation, it's here. Look, do y'all know the term foundational Black American? Boy, it's all in academia. That term is, I knew it was in a lot of places, but somebody pointed out to me, they were doing some research on where the term is used. Man, you know the term FBA is used in state documents, federal documents, government documents, college documents, dissertations, medical documents now. The term foundational Black American is everywhere. Hold on, let me see if I can find some links real quick to show the family that it's like everywhere. Don't let nobody say that's just an internet shit. This is the FBA Foundational Black American. It is the new normal. It is all over the place. Hold on, let me see. Is this, hold on one second. Library of Medicine. Hold on. I'm gonna just show y'all some links, man. There's like dozens of these. Hold on. I'm gonna look in the room here. Hold on. I keep seeing so many journals and things like that. Where is it? Okay. But yeah, there's so many mentions of foundational Black American. Hold on. This is in this journal here. Where is that? It's mentioning, where we at? This is, hold on. I'm just trying to show examples Where are we? I'm getting less so much. Let me see. Turns this from okay, right here. So we're talking about Foundational Black American here. Where we at? Okay, Foundational Black American right there. What is this? This is, I'm just giving an example. This is like the Library of Medicine. Hold on. Okay, how come it's not showing? Okay, I'm trying to show y'all what page this is. This is from the Library of Medicine. So, okay, I don't know. I'm trying to show y'all the header of this. It's not letting me do it for some reason. Hold on. Oh, there we go. This is what I'm messing up. There we go. All right, yeah, that's from the Library of Medicine. So again, it's a whole bunch of different links like this. I was on the wrong page. Excuse me. But yeah, it's everywhere. Don't let nobody tell you it's some online shit. Dude, I'm going through, somebody sent me about 100 links of just all types of college dissertations and academia reports and think tank reports. Man, hold on. Let me see. St. Peter's University. Hold on. This is from St. Peter's University. It's literally everywhere, all in academia, like right here. So you guys can look some of this stuff up too. It's everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. It is. Hold on one second. I'm just giving a couple. I can be here all night showing y'all these links, but right here, this is St. Peter's University. Providing equality, the importance of separate educational spaces and foundational Black American male teachers, Black American males, grades 6 through 7, all over, man. Just all through academia, just so many university reports like this, just dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of them. That's why people are so tight about us delineating, because it's not just online, and they know it. Everywhere you go, the term is there. It's solidified. The term is solidified. It's everywhere. I done saw it in medical journals, court documents, legal cases, state documents talking about state funds. The term is here. It's here, ladies and gentlemen. You know? It is here. Yeah, the education, it's used. I done seen so many references in the academia world, in the education universities. That's what it is, you know? And that's because of you guys, the Black grassroots. That's what it is. The Black grassroots made that thing happen. The Black grassroots. Shout out to the Black grassroots. See, we do have power, ladies and gentlemen. And when we get on code with each other, as foundational Black Americans, we are so unstoppable. I am so proud of our family, foundational Black Americans and our lineage, because when we get on code with each other, we are unstoppable. And that's the thing people try to get in front of. They don't want us to get on code. That's why they put these non-FBAs, and we're not crapping on all the non-FBAs, but they put people in our mix to be the representatives, knowing that they are not of the lineage, so there's going to be a conflict there. And delineating, because now we delineated, we're asking questions. So we're not letting everybody walk up and say, hey, I'm Black and I want to speak for the Black community. No, where's your family from? Where your mom and them from? What church do y'all go to? We're asking questions, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, the term African American is dead. The term African American is dead.
Yeah, I'm so glad he brought it up, because this is where I'm talking about. This is funny. I never watched this before. I'm just in the background doing something, and so he's kicking knowledge and he's helping me find what I'm looking for. And I did find what I'm looking for, but I'm going to get right back on African American, Black American, Foundation Black American, all that type of stuff. So I'm so glad he came back to it. This is exactly where I'm going. I'm going to source up.
You know what? Speaking of that, I saw we got a new image of Steve Coakley at the museum. Did y'all saw that? we have an image of our good brother Steve Coakley at the museum. Got to give Steve Coakley his props. I saw something from Steve Coakley I want to show you guys. All right. I want to show you guys real quick. Steve Coakley was a rider. Wait, hold on one second. Steve Coakley was a rider, true to the game, brother. Hold on one second. One second. Let me see if I can find this clip. Oh, there we go. Shout out to the Black Receipt. Now, this is Steve Coakley. This is back in the 90s, where Steve Coakley was talking about how people use the term African American and how African American is kind of problematic. This is Steve Coakley from the 90s. All right. Hold on. Check out how he's breaking this down. All right. Hold on.
So, let's see here. Let's continue.
Okay, the audio is a little janky, but we'll work through it, guys.
I'll find the original audio.
Hey, how about this one? How about you see those blacks go to the hotel, the Hyatt Regency Hotel, and declare themselves Black Americans? Yeah. So we call ourselves African Americans. Blacks call themselves African Americans. Yeah. Hey, man, they went to the Wayne Hotel and declared they was black African Americans. Now, you see that word African American? Very tricky. Now, just think about it. A young white fella whose great-great-grandfather was born in Johannesburg, South Africa, whose father was born in South Africa, he was born in South Africa, who came to America, is an African American, he would say.
Right.
Hey, so we can't have a white African American and a black African American. Can't have them both. So somebody's impersonating African American. So we got to deal with that question. That's something got to be dealt with up ahead. Hey.
Boom. So he already knew that that was problematic even back then, because a white person in Claude Anderson.
Wow. I swear I didn't know. I never watched this before. It's the first time I'm watching it. Right. And I didn't know that was there, and that perfectly tied into what I'm getting on right now. That perfectly tied into what I'm doing tonight. That's crazy. Thank you, Big Brother Tariq.
Said the same thing. A white person can claim to be an African American from South Africa. Yeah. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Hold on one second. Y'all bear with me. Yes, they can. And that's why delineation is very important. We got to be very, very specific with the language. We got to be very, very specific with the language, ladies and gentlemen. Extremely specific with the language. Yeah? Hold on one second. I'm trying to find another tweet, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to find another tweet for you guys to show you. Shout out to the family in here. And everybody go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com to make a contribution to the Hidden History Museum. That would be absolutely great. All right. Hold on one second. One second. Hold on one second. I'm trying to find, because I'm trying to find where Elon Musk made a suggestion that he was African American. I can't find it right now. But yeah, Brother Claude Anderson said the same exact thing. I know the sound was very low on that, but yeah, Claude Anderson said the same thing. And even remember, the Zorhan dude up there, the mayor of New York, remember he said he was an African American on some college documents. He's East Indian, he's Punjabi East Indian. You see? So that's why being very specific with the language was very, very important. All we had to do was just get specific and get on code, and that has changed the game, ladies and gentlemen. That got everybody tripping. That shows you how powerful the delineation movement and the foundation of Black American Renaissance is, ladies and gentlemen. And that means we're doing the right thing. And when you do the right thing and you do something that people are not used to, yes, they're going to be very uncomfortable with it, but then they're going to have to start accepting it and respecting it. Because so many people, for so long, they've accepted being able to use all of our accomplishments and all of our civil rights gains and a lot of our advocacy to benefit themselves without giving proper respect.
Hold on, let me cut it in. All right, so I want to share something with you guys. A video. How long is this video? 2009, 19 years ago. Okay. What's the topic? Obama blackness. Watch this.
Barack Obama is a big joke to derail the Democratic Party from getting in. That they can leave Republicans in.
And actually, that's the re-upload. The correct date is 2007. Kind of like where Deborah Dickinson was talking about, right? I told you guys when Obama was running to be the first African-American, Black American standing up saying he ain't black. He ain't the first nothing of us.
There and continue to do what they do. Not only that, he's not black.
Oh, what happened? Excuse me. He said not only that he's not black. I told you, none of y'all can FUX with me. I listen, don't make me go into where I don't want to go. 2007. This is a re-upload. How do I know? It's my video. It's DJ Focus Dad. This is my video. I uploaded this. So the lecture was done in 2007. I uploaded in 2009. All right. Yeah, that's how long I've been on YouTube. My son's out here. My kids out here. So again, he said, not only that, Obama's not black. One more time.
They don't see you as part of the politics. That's right. Barack Obama is a big joke to derail the Democratic Party from getting in. That they can leave Republicans in there and continue to do what they do. Not only that, he's not black.
Not only that, he's not black. That's why I say, man, I'm one of the best researchers out there. Like, I'm really unmatched. That's two people that said he wasn't black that don't know each other. He's from Jersey. I don't know where Deborah Dickens is from. But both are saying this in 2007. That a coincidence? That's case in point why I do not lose in debates. I'm bringing y'all back to 2007 when Obama was running for, I think that was his last, I think at that point, I think he already won. I forgot. He's either running or he already is president. But you heard him. He said, not only that, I'm going to do it one more time. Not only that, Obama's not black.
You are not part of that system. You're not in their politics. They don't see you as part of the politics. Barack Obama is a big joke to derail the Democratic Party from getting in. That they can leave Republicans in there and continue to do what they do. Not only that, he's not black.
Not only that, he's not black. So don't say I'm crazy in 2025 heading into 2026 by saying we're the only black people ever in history. We're the only black people to take on black, the color, as an ethnonym, redefine it and make it a proper noun and give it a capital B. Everybody else use it as a color descriptor for a small period of time. And it was normally somebody else calling them that and attaching that negative derogatory definition to it, like Nigger. That's called an exonym, right? Ethnonym or endonym, it's a exonym ethnonym, all right? But a endonym is you take a word, the same word, but you don't take on the outsider's definition of it. You call yourself it, you come up with your own definition. That ethnonym word is now an endonym, not exonym. We're the only people to do that. And we're still called that 60 years later after we came up with it. So it was not a temporary term, no placeholder, nothing for war, no war cry like they had in Haiti. No, it's our actual ethnonym name. Jesse Jackson comes behind that 30 years later and undermines us and call it and say, no, we're African American. Okay, but we all rally behind black, the people. The same way we rally behind FBA. Who rallied behind African American? That's something he just said, and they put it on forums, and it was forced on you, like that Haitian little girl said at her college. She said, well, it was on a forum. She said, I'm not African American, but it was on a forum. So I guess, you know what I mean? So that was her only choice. Don't worry. We're going to talk about that. But I just want to show you, that was a video I was looking for. Not only that, Obama's not black, 2007. A Deborah Dickerson video was 2007. This was like the Garvey Must Go campaign they was doing on Obama. I'm really one of those ones. You dig? Now watch this. He's gonna tell a story of a dark-skinned man who we would call black today, or he would call himself black today, who didn't call himself black at the time. Check this out. This is
extremely dark skinned. You don't even want yourself. I had a brother who is dark skinned, extremely dark skinned. We were talking black talk in my place of business, and he said, "Oh, well, I'm not black though."
okay, so he's telling a story, same guy, of a customer. I know this guy, right? I can put him out there. DJ Focus know who he is. Dark as hell. And he said, "I'm not black." We were all shocked. Listen.
Black talk in my place of business, and he said, "Oh, well, I'm not black though." Now, quite literally, this man is darker than anyone in this room right now. He says, "I'm not black though."
He's not black. What else? So I'm not saying something they didn't say about themselves.
I said, "Oh no, well, what is you?" He said, "I'm mixed." I said, "Mixed with what?" He said, "Panamanian." I said, "Panamanian," which of course is a nationality. See, you don't even want yourself.
Okay, so that's the same brother, same year, 2007. So there was a wave of these immigrants all denying they were black. Now, when we got shit lit and rocking and ice on the ass, now everybody's black. Not happening. Not happening. We are the only black people. All right, so now I looked up some videos. I don't know what they're about, but let's see if they tie into the narrative of who's black and who's not. What is he talking about? I never seen this.
Over the past few days, the debate has been raging once again over President Obama's blackness. Some saying he's not black enough or African American enough because he had an African father.
Oh, hold on, family. He said there is a debate about whether Obama is black again. It's not black again, but black. Okay, how long is this? 14 years ago. Yeah, y'all can't do nothing with me. 14 years ago, I told you, I know what I'm saying. If anybody would have challenged me, RIP'd you on the net. You'd have been never taken serious ever. I would have stole all your credibility. Okay, so go again, start again. Run that back, Turbo.
Over the past few days, the debate has been raging once again over President Obama's blackness. Some saying he's not black enough or African American enough because he had an African father, white mother, and grew up around.
Told you. Am I an elder? Am I an elder? I told you this. I said, I said people were not saying, black Americans were not going with he's black. He's black. I gave you Deborah Dickerson. I gave you Brother Keith, Minister X. Mr. Keith X. And now this brother right here is telling you, 14 years now, he's definitely Pan-African, telling you that there's a whole debate on Obama being black, like us, U.S. chattel slaves.
White people or non-black people, but other people are saying that, hey, we had the one drop rule in America, one drop of black blood makes you black. But this actual debate has been going on for a little bit longer, over a month or so, because of the Fab Five documentary where Jalen Rose questioned Grant Hill's blackness during his college.
All right, whatever. He going to something else. You know, it's Pan-African or somewhere else. All right, so now let's see. But you see, there was Obama's blackness was called into question. Okay, so now can the video please pause? I'm trying to stop the damn video and it's playing. So let's go back to Deborah Dickerson. It's going to show this date was 2007, and what is she going to say about Obama's blackness?
Is Barack Obama black?
No, he's not.
Okay, what are we doing? If I say y'all not ready, man. You're not ready. And this is the white man saying he's not a descendant of slavery.
Obama will announce his candidacy this weekend at the old state capitol in Springfield, Illinois, where Abraham Lincoln made his stirring House Divided speech. How historic. At a building made famous by the man who freed the slaves, Obama isn't the descendant of slaves.
Okay, so the way he said that, basically, whatever Obama want to call himself, however the country want to address Obama, he's not DOS. That's exactly how you positioned it. All right, so now I don't know what Morgan Freeman gonna say, but let's see.
As Morgan Freeman drops a truth bomb in an interview that Obama.
Oh, no. There's gonna be some weird stuff. You see, everything's surrounded by Obama. All right, let's see what happens here. I'm just trying to bring y'all back during that time. What were people saying about Obama's ethnicity?
We're scared. We're scared of an Obama presidency, and I'll tell you why. I'm concerned about someone that cohorts with domestic terrorists such as heirs.
I have to tell you, he is a decent person and a person that you do.
All right, that's something else. I don't want that. I'm trying to get to people who were questioning his ethnicity.
Herman Cain has an interview where he talks about Barack Obama, unsurprising, and it's with the New York Times, and he's asked a question, and he has some questionable answers to it. First question is, before you announced your campaign, you said that the liberal establishment is scared that a real black man might run against Barack Obama. Are you suggesting Obama isn't really black? Very fair question, given that quote. Here's Cain's answer. A real black man is not timid about making the right decisions. That's what I meant. Look, I'm not getting into this whole thing about President Obama.
So anyway, that was something else, but his blackness obviously was into question on all levels. It did, even him being strong, it did, a strong leader. Okay, so I think I gave overwhelming evidence there. Okay. Stop right there. Stop. Trying to stop a video. Okay, so now let's get back to Tariq Nasheed. So look out. Okay, so now Tariq's website. People want to. This is what happens with Tariq's website. Let me tell you the game, man. Let me tell you the game. These guys are playing games out here. Okay. So what happens is when they go to Tariq Nasheed website, and they see what I showed to you guys. Okay, he describes Foundation Black American or descendants of black people who went through U.S. chattel slavery. Real simple, real clean. That's the website. I did a quick Google search, Google AI, same thing, nothing more, nothing less. So there's other things on his website that people want to tie in to the definition of a Foundation Black American, which does not tie into the definition. That's why it was never part of the definition. So what these people go do, they go cherry pick something else somewhere on the website that is not part of the definition, and then try to make it part of the definition. That's disingenuous. And nobody who claims to be scientific literate should do that, and nobody who claims to have a degree should do that. That's horrible, horrible research, horrible scholarship. So what they try to do is find, since the definition of Foundation Black America is so crystal clear and perfectly are put together, that they would just go find something else on the website that is more controversial and use that as as a weapon to disarm. Okay, so what they want to do, they're searching the website to define the lineage by its hardest to in their mind. They're looking for something on the website that is more difficult to defend for the lineage. Then they'll pretend that thing is the claim of the whole identity. And that's when they go into the 3-star thing. Okay, so what do? That's called a gotcha. You got to understand, gotchas is not scholarship. Gotchas is not respectable at all in these spaces. This is why they don't get any views. They're not honest. They have no integrity. Okay, so when they look at the website, they see a clear lineage-centered definition. Descendants of U.S. slavery, their American caste system. Real legit. They'll skip past it. Then they'll cherry pick Tariq's symbolic origin story, the 3 stars, 3 groups, and act like that's the legal identity requirement. These are clowns. Okay, definitions outweigh symbols. Flags, those 3 stars, a mythic origin story or branding and narrative. Okay, that does not hold more weight than a definition. 3 stars do not, those 3 stars do not outweigh the definitions. Watch this. No ethnonym has a single pope. Ethnonyms formed by usage plus social recognition over time. You heard that? Over time. How much time? So don't try to hold us. We're 7, 8 years in, and they trying to hold us to solve all the world's problems. No, we got time. I'll read that again. Ethonyms formed by usage plus social recognition over time. So one loud voice can influence, one loud Tariq Nasheed voice can influence, but the group boundary is negotiated socially. Collectively, we have a louder voice than any one person of the lineage. Okay. So that's why when they bring up the 3 stars, and they try to make that the definition, the standard, the requirement. No, the 3 stars, whether you agree with it or don't, the 3 stars do not refute FBA's, our core claim. The core claim is not pre-Columbus, black traders, none of that. The core claim is a distinct people formed inside the U.S. racial caste system with a specific history. Slavery, caste enforcement, Jim Crow, exclusions from wealth building policy, present day disparities. This is what they hate to hear. They hate to hear that an ethnogenesis is real. Groups can form from multiple inputs, but become one people through shared historical experience and endogamy over generations. So even if someone argues there were multiple ancestral streams, that's not automatically disqualifying, my guy. Most ethnic groups have mixed origins. No big deal. So they are confusing a symbolic origin narrative with the definition of the lineage. Okay. So the definition is lineage tied to the U.S. slavery caste system. The stars are branding. Okay. So that's now. Let me go into why the term African American confuses people. Right. So let's get into that. First of all, let's see if we got any tethers listening in. They might want to wrench. Matter of fact, where's the link? Let me put the link in there. Revenue might show up. Tether Dream might show up. Hey, but I ain't gonna lie. That Stokely Carmichael thing is big. I'm definitely gonna be using that one. Okay. Okay. So let me explain why African American confuses people. It's the dual usage problem. African American gets used in 2 different ways. One, as a broad racial descriptor, meaning any American of African descent, including immigrants from Nigeria, Jamaica, Haiti, etc. In everyday speech, media, schools, and HR, this is common. Then it gets used as a specific ethnocultural group, meaning descendants of enslaved people, us in the U.S., who developed a distinct culture over centuries. What many people mean when they say Black American in a cultural sense. Watch this. Because the same label gets used for both. People talk past each other. That's what's going on. They're talking past me. I know what I'm talking about. We know what we're talking about. But this is the problem with the term. The dual usage problem. It's a broad racial descriptor, and it's also a specific ethnocultural group. In one sense, it's exclusive, in the other sense, it's exclusive. It's exclusive and inclusive. That's a contradiction. It's a contradiction. The way it's being used, it's a contradictory term. All right. Watch this. Someone says African Americans have X. They say someone says African Americans have X outcomes. but the data set includes recent immigrants too, right? Or sometimes excludes them, and nobody clarifies. So in politics, African Americans sometimes function as a coalition label rather than a precise lineage label. It functions as a coalition label. Okay, so that's exactly why lineage-based ethnonym, like the ones we use, FBA Adolf, is attractive to all of us, or as much people as possible, because it tries to remove that ambiguity. Okay, so Jesse Jackson's role versus the federal government. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Jesse Jackson's role versus the federal government. All right, which came first? Which came first? Okay, so Jesse Jackson, well, what's the difference? They both use African American for their own reason. Jesse Jackson popularized the push, late 1980s, we know, I like to say 1990. In about 1988, Jesse Jackson publicly encouraged adoption of African American as a preferred term, framing it like Italian American, Irish American, etc. It's a fact. The way immigrants use it, he wanted us to use it like immigrants, emphasizing heritage and cultural identity. But Italian American immigrant, somebody who came here, wasn't somebody Irish American immigrant. Where African American, that means we got here similarly to them. Okay, so for a long time, federal standards use Negro and or Black. I'll say that one more time. For a long time, federal standards use Negro and or Black. The big federal standard setter is the Office of Management and Budget. So one more time. The big federal standard setter is the Office of Management and Budget, nicknamed the OMB. All right. So in 1977, OMB Directive 15, the race category was essentially Black. Listen to me, family. The race category was essentially Black, often described as Black, not of Hispanic origin, in older systems. So we're going to the top, tippy top. African American later becomes incorporated as an additional label in many contexts, especially census wording like Black, African, okay, Negro. But Jesse Jackson's push is what made African American mainstream as a preferred term. So government category, Black came earlier, so Black was there first. Jesse Jackson's cultural political push for African American came later, 1988, and then African American becomes increasingly included in official wording. So you see that, family? First was Black, and Black came by way of us. We took on that name as a collective. Jesse Jackson pushed African American with media and propaganda pushing it. And then here comes the OMB adding it their way. Okay. So as we know, we had the race check boxes. So for decades, the main Black checkbox did not split into US descendant versus immigrant descendant. It still mostly doesn't, right? There's no split. Okay, so the way the government differentiates ancestry, nativity. All right, so even when everyone checks the same race box, the government can still separate groups using other questions, especially in census, ACS data. That's if that's there. So that's if the other questions were not always there. All right, so clicking on that. So now watch this. So they have that today, the extra options to point out possibly where they from, right? Initially, their lineage, their homeland. But before the extra option, right? The question to those folks is how could the federal government make distinctions between Black Americans and African immigrants, Afro-Caribbean immigrants, if we both selected Black African American? Guess what? The answer is they couldn't do it from the race box alone. So if the race box was there as it was, the only option, okay, if we both clicked it, there was no way to differentiate us from them. They got it? So that's why we emphasize the whole lineage, talking point. Okay, we talk about that. What do I have here? So the term African American operates as a racial term, all inclusive, then as an ethnonym, all exclusive. By that definition, by that explanation alone, that definition alone is confusing. How can something be all inclusive and all exclusive at the same time? So that's why people be saying certain folks are agents. Because to us, this is common sense. It's not a big deal to us. Yeah. Now, I personally think Jesse was used as an agent of confusion. Okay. He always been irrelevant. He always wanted to be a somebody. He even made a famous phrase. I am a somebody. So he always wanted to be a celebrity. He always wanted to be respected as a leader, and we never did that for him or Al Sharpton. So they got the perfect person, in my mind, to go out there and push African American when I clearly just told you historically the racial term was black and only black. And not until 30 years later, we start hearing about African American. That's called ball game. All right, but wait, there's more. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna do a part 2. I think I've been on here long enough, and I'm gonna do a part 2 on this right here. How long I've been on? It's kind of late. I haven't been on too long, but it's really late. They saw revenue. Revenue, come over here, man. We ain't gonna judge you. Well, I ain't. The chat gonna cook you, but I ain't gonna judge you, bro. I just want to cook you. Yeah, that's our Baba right here. This is our elder, our Baba. This is our prophet, Prophet Smalls. Okay, because look what he says. Okay, this is what they don't want to show. This is the Professor Smalls they don't want to show you when he was using all of our talking points.
The African Day Parade. You don't see the Africans. You got the festival that be going on in Brooklyn. The band festival, the African festival. Where's the Africans at? When we doing our rallies and our marches, where's the Africans at on your side? Talk to us really about that, man.
See, let me tell you something. We think slavery in America was something. Slavery in Africa is still in force. You talking about deaf, blind, and dumb. Don't confuse you because somebody got on some printed cloth that's printed in Holland or India that you're looking at an African cultural expression. That's not an African cultural expression. That cloth was printed in a European country and then sold to Africans. And they've accepted that as their cloth. You understand what I'm saying? Just that piece. Now, they do speak the language, but they know less about their history than you and I do. So you've got a deaf, blind, dumb, backwards person speaking an African language, coming from the African country, came here to be a parasite, eat on and play down, because these people are so punked out and scared of the white man that they feel because they're scared of the white man, they got to be against us.
Explaining what Foundation of Black American is and tell them I'm both. Is explaining what Foundation of Black American is and tell them I'm both.
Our people, brother, or are we our own?
But you heard him clearly state, this is the Prophet Smalls called them backwards, deaf, dumb, blind parasites. The people who, okay, so now he's speaking to a specific type of people. He's talking about African immigrants, Caribbean immigrants, come over here and tether, who serves us no good. He called them deaf, blind, dumb, backward parasites. I think that terminology is worse than tether. But Pan-Africans will be quiet. Tethers will give them a pass. That's worse than tether. I don't understand the issue here. Yeah, I gotta clip that. I gotta clip that.
People,
They feel because they're scared of the white.
Wait, I can't. I gotta clip that. Family, I gotta clip that. Yeah, yeah, I got it. I got it. I gotta clip that. I gotta use that. So when one of these goofies come over here talking that talk. Oh, yeah, it's xenophobic. Yeah, what elder small, this elder small that. Okay. I'm gonna throw this at him. And Tether, you calling us names? Well, shit, we'd rather be called Tether or dumb, blind, dumb, backwards parasite. You choose. Let me upload this. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a part 2 tomorrow on African American, the whole conspiracy. I'm gonna go into a conspiracy theory on Black American. I'm gonna call this video Smalls. So y'all gonna see it upload, but pay no mind because I'm using this. Well, it's the intro. You could rock it, but I'm doing this for only for the clip that part right there. I need that part clipped. Shit. I need that part clipped. All right, so outside of that, how's everybody doing, man? Yo, Tariq dropped that bomb with that Stupid Carmichael getting on African American. I'm loving that one. I'm definitely gonna find that and clip that. He's like, look at these white boys being taught African American. All right, so family, he sound just like Tariq. He sound like all of us, man. Hey, man, we out of here. Pastor Manning was the truth. Like Pastor Manning, funny as that. Yeah, Jesse Jackson was the leader of quarter white folks. He said, yeah. Okay, yeah. So family, we are out of here. Thank you for pulling up and supporting, liking the video. You guys represent the like button. That think tank guy gonna be mad as hell. And a lot of the haters that's on the outside looking at it and saying, yo, how you getting all those views? Well, because I got people who love themselves, they love the lineage, and they love me. That's why. That's called real support. We're not, you know what? Nah. Well, I already told these guys the secret. The secret sauce is that we linked up on something positive. Like most people link up on drama, right? We linked up on something common that we share that's important, and it was very, very positive. That's the glue. We linked up on positivity. You haters keep linking up on hate